We live in a world that praises strength, yet we feel emotionally fragile. A single critical comment can ruin our day. A minor setback can send us spiraling into anxiety. The anger of a stranger in traffic can hijack our nervous system and leave us shaking for hours. We are told to be strong, to have a thick skin, to not let things get to us. So we try to build walls, we try to suppress our feelings, to numb ourselves, to project an image of being tough and unaffected. But this isn't strength. It's a fragile defense. And when it inevitably cracks, we feel like a failure. We look at figures of great composure, the seasoned leader, the wise elder, the serene monk, and we wonder what their secret is. We imagine they are somehow immune to the arrows of life, that they simply don't feel the sting of disappointment, the heat of anger, or the chill of fear. But what if true emotional strength, true unstoppability, has nothing to do with building walls or feeling nothing? What if it's the exact opposite? What if it's the profound capacity to feel everything, yet not be thrown off balance by it? This is the promise at the heart of the Buddhist path. For thousands of years, Buddhist masters have been the world's foremost explorers of the human mind and its emotional landscape. They understood that emotions are not the enemy. The real enemy is our reactivity to them. The goal is not to stop the waves of emotion, which is impossible, but to become such a skilled sailor that no wave, no matter how large, can ever capsize your ship. In this video, we will redefine what it means to be emotionally unstoppable. We will move beyond the brittle armor of suppression and explore 6 profound Buddhist lessons for cultivating a deep, flexible, and resilient inner core. This is not about becoming an emotionless stone. It's about becoming an unshakable mountain, able to withstand any storm while remaining deeply, peacefully, and unchangeably yourself. The entire foundation of this strength rests on a monumental shift in identity. We cannot become unstoppable as long as we believe we are our emotions. This is why the first and most critical lesson is to understand that you are the mountain, not the storm. When a strong emotion arises, what is our first thought? I am angry. I am sad. I am anxious. In that single phrase, we have collapsed our entire identity, our vast and complex being, into a single temporary emotional state. We become the storm. We are tossed and turned by our own winds, blinded by our own rain. The Buddhist teaching of non-identification offers a radical liberation from this. It invites you to see your true nature not as the fleeting weather of your emotions, but as the vast, stable, and enduring mountain. The mountain sits in stillness. Storms rage around it. Fierce winds blow, dark clouds gather, lightning flashes, and torrential rain falls. The mountain is fully present for all of it. It is battered by the wind and washed by the rain. It feels the storm completely. But does the storm move the mountain? Does it change the fundamental nature of the mountain? Never. When the storm passes, as all storms do, the mountain remains calm, grounded, and washed clean. You are the mountain. Your emotions are the weather. Anger may pass over you like a violent thunderstorm. Sadness may settle upon you like a thick, heavy fog. Joy may feel like a brilliant sunny day. But you are not the storm, the fog, or the sun. You are the silent, unshakable presence that experiences it all. In practice, this begins with changing your language. The next time a strong emotion arises, instead of saying, I am angry, try noticing, there is a feeling of anger arising in me. This small shift in language creates a huge shift in perspective. It creates a space between you, the observer, the mountain, and the emotion, the observed, the storm. In this space, you can breathe. In this space, you have a choice. When you feel that familiar heat of anger or the cold grip of anxiety, bring the image of the mountain to mind. Feel your feet on the ground, your spine tall, your being solid and grounded. Acknowledge the storm of emotion without judgment. The winds of anger are blowing, but you remain the mountain. This is not a detachment from life. It is a deeper engagement with it. You can feel the full intensity of the storm without the fear that it will destroy you, because you know with unshakable certainty that you are the mountain and the mountain remains. This understanding creates the stability needed for the next, more active practice. Once you stop identifying with the storm, you are no longer afraid of it. This allows you to do something that seems completely counterintuitive to our normal way of dealing with pain. This is where we learn to lean into the sharp points, our natural instinct when faced with a painful emotion. Fear, grief, shame, jealousy is to do one of three things: suppress it, pretend it's not there, distract ourselves from it, numb out with food, entertainment, or work, or vent it, unleash it on others. All of these strategies are forms of avoidance. We are running away from the sharp points of our own experience. But the Buddhist teachings tell us that anything we resist persists. By running from our difficult emotions, we give them power over us. They chase us, lurking in the shadows of our subconscious. The path to becoming emotionally unstoppable is not to run faster, but to stop, turn around, and face the feeling with mindful curiosity. This is the practice of turning poison into medicine. It is a form of emotional alchemy. Imagine you are an alchemist, and a painful emotion is a raw, volatile substance. A novice would throw it away, fearing it would explode. A master alchemist knows that this raw substance, if handled with care and wisdom, contains the ingredients for gold. Your difficult emotions are the raw materials for wisdom and compassion. In practice, when a sharp feeling arises, instead of pushing it away, you pause. You find a quiet moment, even if it's just for 60 seconds in a bathroom stall. You close your eyes, and you turn your attention inward, toward the physical sensation of the emotion. Where is it in your body? Is it a tightness in your chest? A burning in your stomach? A lump in your throat? Your job is not to analyze the story behind the feeling. The story, he shouldn't have said that, is just mental chatter. The real work is to stay with the raw, physical energy of the feeling itself. Breathe into it. Surround it with a sense of gentle, allowing awareness. You're not trying to fix it or make it go away. You are simply offering it your compassionate presence. You are saying to the feeling, I see you. You are welcome here. I am willing to feel you. What happens when you do this is miraculous. By leaning into the sharp point, by meeting the painful energy with non-resistant awareness, it begins to soften. Its power to control you dissolves. You are teaching your nervous system that you are not afraid of your own inner world. You are demonstrating to yourself that you are spacious enough to hold even the most difficult emotions without breaking. Each time you do this, you become stronger, more resilient, and more fearless. This ability to be with our own pain is the foundation for transforming our most volatile social emotions. When difficult feelings arise in relation to others, especially anger and resentment, we need a specific antidote. This is the profound practice where we learn to cultivate the unconditional heart. Much of our emotional instability comes from making our peace conditional. We think, I will be happy if people treat me with respect. I will be calm if things go my way. I will feel loving if others are loving towards me. We hand the keys to our inner state over to the unpredictable words and actions of other people. This is a guaranteed recipe for suffering. The practice of metta, or loving kindness, is the systematic cultivation of an unconditional source of well-being. It is the practice of generating warmth, kindness, and goodwill from within, independent of external conditions. It is like becoming your own sun, rather than being a planet dependent on the light of other stars. As we've discussed before, this practice begins with yourself. You cannot offer water from a dry well. Daily, for just a few minutes, you offer yourself phrases of loving kindness. May I be happy. May I be at peace. This practice directly counteracts the inner critic that fuels so much of our anxiety and insecurity. But the most transformative part for becoming emotionally unstoppable is extending this practice to others, especially those who cause us pain. When you are caught in a loop of anger or resentment towards someone, you are the one drinking the poison and hoping the other person will die. You are giving them free rent in your head. The practice of metta is the eviction notice. You sit quietly and bring this person to mind, and you genuinely, from your heart, extend the wishes. May you be happy. May you be free from suffering. This can feel impossible at first. It is not about condoning their behavior. It is not about forcing a reconciliation. It is a purely internal act of liberation for you. You are recognizing that their harmful actions come from their own suffering, and by wishing them well, you are choosing to release yourself from the toxic bond of hatred. Each time you do this, you are dissolving a trigger. The person who used to have the power to ruin your day with a single comment starts to lose that power. Their actions may still be unpleasant, but they no longer hook into the fertile ground of your resentment. You have cultivated an unconditional heart, a source of peace that does not depend on anyone else's behavior. This is a superpower. To support this unconditional heart, we need a broad, wise perspective on life itself. We get thrown off balance because we magnify the importance of temporary events. A small mistake feels like a catastrophe. A rejection feels like a life sentence. This is where the next lesson provides a crucial zoom-out function for the mind. This is where we learn to see the river, not the wave. Imagine you are standing on the shore of the ocean. A huge, powerful wave rises up and crashes down with a deafening roar. In that moment, the wave seems like the only thing that exists. It is dramatic, all-consuming, and terrifying. This is what a strong emotion feels like. But if you pull your perspective back, you realize that the wave is not a separate entity. It is simply a temporary expression of the vast, deep, and ever-moving ocean. It rises from the ocean, and it dissolves back into the ocean. The ocean itself remains. In Buddhism, this is the teaching of impermanence, or anicca. Everything that arises passes away. Your anger is a wave. Your fear is a wave. Your heartbreak is a wave. Even your intense joy is a wave. They rise, they crest, and they fall. If you fixate on the wave, you will be tossed around by its every movement. If you can remember that you are witnessing the vast, ever-flowing river of life, you can watch the waves come and go with a sense of perspective and calm. In practice, when you are in the midst of an emotional wave, you can silently remind yourself, this is a wave. It is powerful, but it is temporary. It will pass. This simple reminder is not a denial of the feeling. It is a contextualization of it. It prevents you from believing the story the wave is telling you, which is always, this is permanent. This is the new reality. This perspective is what allows for deep resilience. When you lose a job, instead of seeing it as a permanent state of failure, the wave, you can see it as a turn in the river of your career. When a relationship ends, instead of seeing it as the end of your capacity for love, the wave, you can see it as the closing of one chapter in the long book of your life. This practice doesn't eliminate pain, but it stops pain from turning into suffering. Pain is the wave. Suffering is getting caught in the wave and believing it is the whole ocean. An emotionally unstoppable person learns to stand on the shore, feel the spray, honor the power of the wave, but never forget the vast, eternal river from which it came. This vast perspective needs a practical, in-the-moment anchor. When the waves are crashing, we need something solid to hold on to. While the mind is easily swept away by stories, there is one part of our experience that is always, undeniably present. This leads to the fifth essential practice: return to the home of the body. Our emotions are not abstract concepts, they are physical, energetic events that happen in our bodies. Fear is not just a thought, it's a knot in the stomach, a racing heart, shallow breathing. Anger is heat in the face, clenched fists, a tight jaw. When we are emotionally hijacked, it's because we have abandoned our bodies and are living entirely in the chaotic narrative of our minds. The body is the ultimate anchor to the present moment. It cannot be in the past or the future. It is always right here, right now. Returning your attention to the physical sensations of your body is the fastest and most effective way to short-circuit an emotional spiral. This practice is incredibly simple. When you feel yourself getting swept away by an emotion, bring your awareness to 3 physical anchor points. 1. Your feet on the ground. Wherever you are, feel the solid contact between the soles of your feet and the floor. Feel the pressure, the texture, the temperature. Imagine roots growing down from your feet into the earth. This simple act is instantly grounding. It tells your nervous system, you are here, you are safe, you are supported. 2. Your breath in your belly. Place a hand on your lower belly. Take a slow, deep breath and feel your hand rise as you inhale and fall as you exhale. This diaphragmatic breathing activates the parasympathetic nervous system, the body's natural rest and digest response, which is the direct antidote to the fight or flight stress response. 3. The sensation in your hands. Clench your fists tightly for 5 seconds and then release them completely. Pay close attention to the sensation of the tension leaving, the warmth, the tingling. This brings your awareness out of the swirling stories in your head and into the tangible reality of your physical self. These are not distractions. This is a homecoming. You are returning to the safety and reality of your body. The story in your mind might be telling you that the world is ending, but your body is telling you a different, simpler truth. I am breathing. My feet are on the floor. I am here. By regularly practicing this return to the body, you build a safe harbor within yourself, a place you can always come home to, no matter how wild the emotional seas become. Finally, all these practices culminate in a state of being that is the true definition of emotionally unstoppable. It is not a fleeting state you achieve once, but a quality of mind you cultivate over a lifetime. This is the ultimate goal, to walk the middle path of equanimity. Equanimity, or upekkha in Pali, is one of the 4 sublime states in Buddhism, alongside loving-kindness, compassion, and sympathetic joy. It is a deep, profound inner balance that is not disturbed by the eeps and downs of life. It is the spacious, calm, and unshakable mind of the mountain. The Buddhist teachings describe 8 worldly winds that are constantly blowing, trying to push us off balance. Pleasure and pain, gain and loss, praise and blame, fame and disrepute. Our entire life is a dance with these winds. We feel ecstatic when we experience gain, praise, pleasure, and fame. We feel devastated when we experience loss, blame, pain, and disrepute. Our happiness is completely at the mercy of these external forces. Equanimity is learning to walk steadily in the midst of all 8 winds. It is not about not feeling them. You still feel the pleasure of praise and the sting of blame. The difference is that they no longer knock you over. Your center of gravity is so deep within yourself that the winds can blow, but you remain upright. This is the fruit of all the other practices. By seeing you are the mountain, non-identification, you're not defined by praise or blame. By leaning into the sharp points, you are not afraid of pain. By cultivating an unconditional heart, You are not dependent on pleasure from others. By seeing the river, you are not attached to gain or loss. By grounding in the body, you have a constant anchor. Walking this middle path is the ultimate expression of freedom. It is the peace that the Buddha said surpasses all understanding. It is the quiet confidence of knowing that your well-being comes from within, and therefore, nothing and no one on the outside can ever truly take it away. It is not about being untouchable. It is about being so deeply in touch with your own stable core that you can allow yourself to be touched by the fullness of life, its joys and its sorrows, without ever losing your way. So the path to becoming emotionally unstoppable is not a battle to be won, but a garden to be cultivated. You are the mountain, not the storm. You lean into the sharp points. You cultivate an unconditional heart. You see the river, not the wave. You return to the home of the body, and you learn to walk the middle path of equanimity. This is a journey, not a destination. It requires patience and immense self-compassion. There will be days the waves feel overwhelming. There will be days you forget you are the mountain. The practice is simply to begin again. Each emotion, each challenge, each moment is a new opportunity to practice. It is in this consistent, gentle effort that true, unshakable strength is born. If this guide has offered you a new vision of strength, please like, subscribe for more explorations into timeless wisdom, and share it with someone who might be navigating their own storm. And I would love to hear from you. Which of these 6 lessons do you feel is the key to unlocking your own inner mountain? Please share in the comments below. Thank you for walking this path with me. May you be steady, may you be peaceful, and may you discover the unstoppable presence that you already are.